doing? My name is Kato.
And I'm Rorree.
Welcome to Venus and Mars. And we got some good stuff for you. All right? You know how, by now, hopefully you know how this works.
I'm on
We
already.
basically pull these cards up and we talk about what the cards tell us to talk about when it comes to relationship between women and men. And we give our opinion on it, and we'd like for you to share yours in the comments below. All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Ready
Okay,
to start?
so I'm just going to pick one.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. She picked it already. I got to read this side. All right. It said, I'm talking to you Venus folks, you ladies. Do not offer advice without being asked. Just appreciate him. Do not offer advice without being asked. Just appreciate him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do I agree with that? I may not even agree with this.
Really?
Yeah. I may not because... No, I mean, not that all these cards don't have to be something we agree with. I wouldn't tell a woman not to offer advice without being asked. Not if you're just a regular person, cool. But if somebody we're in a relationship with, I would kind of probably expect to hear what your advice would be. Not saying I may not even ask, but I expect to hear, especially coming from a woman. Maybe they say this because women are going to give you their advice. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know of any guy that I know. Well, I can't speak for a lot of guys. Me, I've never been in a relationship with a woman and she said something and I said, I want to hear your advice. Or didn't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And even if I might not agree with it or may think it needs to be adjusted, mm-hmm. what your advice is, well, maybe if I do it this way or whatever, but so me personally, I'm just saying right off the bat, I personally don't agree with it. I'm sure you being a woman probably don't agree with it either, or do you?
Well, I learned about this initially when I read the book, and I was like, okay, so, but because sometimes I think that men, when they're speaking of what's going on, they don't necessarily want you to solve their problem for them. But when you speak of what's going on with you, meaning woman, mm-hmm. the man kind of wants to solve your problem. That's kind of what kind of happens. Mm-hmm. So then when we get to solving their problems, then I think maybe they're feeling it's role reversal or something. So I might ask, well, do you want my opinion? Or are you sharing this with me because you want me to tell you what I would do or something? So I might ask versus just giving my opinion. And believe me, what I do in my business is give my freaking opinion. Mm-hmm. And so in my relationships, I tend to not do that as much, or I try to curb it, but it's really instinctual for me to give my opinion. But I really understand. But you know what? I started to become that person that didn't want people to always give me their opinion just because I shared whatever I was sharing. Because what was happening to me was that, something will happen and then your girlfriends want to give you their opinion.
Right.
And then on top of not being certain what I should do, now I have your stuff on top of me, because your stuff is your stuff. Your opinion is all about your life's journey, not necessarily mine, unless you have learned how to work with people and separate yourself from their situation and give them a legitimate, unbiased opinion. And not everybody is at that place, Right. So I went through a period of time when I asked all my friends, if I'm discussing something with you, please don't give me your opinion unless I ask for it. Because I wanted to get to that place where I was just following my God mind. And it's hard to clear everybody else's crap out of your head once it got in there. You know, I remember one time a woman said, "Oh, you gonna do that? Why you gonna do that?" And so after I did it, because I followed what I wanted to do, every time something didn't go quite right, I remembered, that's all I could remember. Just like with the Rocky story you shared, how Adrian said, you can't win. So all he heard was, I can't win. So he couldn't put his all into it because that negative bomb was dropped on him. So I started to tell people, if I don't ask for your opinion, and I wasn't being rude, harsh, or anything, I really just want to follow my own mind. And just because I'm talking about it, sometimes I'm talking about it to just get it out there and just kind of hear whatever I hear about the scenario. So I got to that point too, even as a woman. So I feel with everybody, you should kind of ask them, are you sharing this with me because you just want to vent? Or do you actually want me to give you my opinion, my advice, or you want to know what I would do, or do you just want me to listen? You know, and sometimes you might not even have to say that. You could kind of just not give your opinion, and then if they want it, they might ask for it because you haven't given it to them. You know, right. If you didn't automatically give it to them, they might say, "So what do you think?" And then that's your permission to give your opinion. That's how I feel about that.
All right. Okay.
But men don't always want you solving their problems.
Ain't nobody else to solve the problem. But, well, I was thinking earlier. I remember I was driving one of my daughters. You know, all my kids are kind of grown now. But one of my daughters, we're driving through an area, and it was over. Now, one thing about me, and this is a man, one thing about me is that I've always been very cautious and very alert of a lot of things. So anyway, we driving at night, so I'm driving through the area. And what I don't like at night is when I'm heading home and I'm not sure if a car's following me or not. You know. So as a car, so if I turn into on the street and a car turns into a street, you know, I might, let me see something, you know, because that's just the way we grew up.
What they gonna be following you for?
Anything. Stick it, whatever. It happens, yo.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. It ain't no joke.
Okay.
But anyway, this is why. And matter of fact, when I get to the part, you're gonna understand why I said what I said. Mm-hmm. Because based on what you just said. All right. Because our job is to be providers. Period. All right. And they not even supposed to know it. All right. So anyway, I'm driving. So I feel okay, make sure this ain't happening. It ain't gonna stick us. So as I go through the street, I pick up on speed a little bit. So but there's speed bumps in it, you know. So, and I know the area, so I'll get to a speed bump and I'll slow down and go to the speed bump. Then I'll pick it up and if I get to enough speed bump, I'll slow down. So anyway, as I'm driving, I pick up speed. I guess it's not out of the norm. So my daughter said, "Dad, Hey, you driving fast. You know you got speed bumps on this street." And I said, "So who driving? You or me?" Right? She ain't say nothing, right? So I guess that was basically her giving advice. But I know what I'm doing. But I ain't going to sit here and explain to you what I'm doing, you know. I'm going to get over here. And I speed up for a reason. So if I turn on this particular street, then I'm going to slow down. If that car turned on a particular street, then I know what to do with what's what. Uh-huh. It ain't no joke out here. I'll tell you a story later.
Okay.
But, and so that's what I kind of thought of. When it comes to that kind of advice thing, if a man doing a man's thing.
But she didn't know that.
Right. She not going to know it because it's not his job to tell her, to alert her.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because she, if you kind of, women too, at the same time be bugging her, because women can get you hurt. Because first, women that get you hurt because they run their mouth. You know what I'm saying? In that kind of situation. You want her to just be quiet and let you do what
But she don't even know it's a situation.
Exactly. and she ain't gotta know.
So they got you hurt.
No. What I'm saying, women that get you hurt. Women, let's say you in a traffic situation. Boom, and that's happened. And whatever going on between you and the other person, the woman behind you start running her mouth. A woman will get you in a fight that you can probably get yourself out of if she wasn't around. Because she run her mouth.
You can have a man that run his mouth too.
And then, well, I don't know about any, but then, not only are you in a situation where you got to fight, but you got to protect her. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when it comes to that kind of situations, you don't have to be cold like I said when I said to my daughter,
so what would have been a better way of saying that to your daughter?
I don't think there was a better way. Because
that felt like you were throwing your anger on her.
No, I just said, "So who driving?" Meaning saying, "I got this, shorty." You know that. You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. So, and that was my daughter. That was different.
How'd she feel when you said that?
She said nothing. She didn't say. We continued to talk about what we were talking about. Nothing changed the mood. You know what I'm saying? We were already in the middle of talking and stuff. She just brought that up. I was like, shorty, who driving? You and me. You know, that's that. But that's...
So would you say that to your wife?
Yeah, if I was in that kind of situation. I wouldn't say, shorty, make sure we ain't being... You know what I'm saying? I think such and such might be going... Unless something is really going on. Then I say something. But not if I'm checking to see if something going on.
So could you have just said, yeah, I know, I'm doing something?
I could have said that. Yeah, I could have said that too. Hey, it is what it is. But I'm saying I'm basically gave that example of an example of...
You ain't asked for her advice.
Yeah, in that kind of situation. When I'm doing man things. Now, yeah, you may not want no woman advice when you're doing man things.
Like she know that driving a car is a man thing. Give me the car and let me do the Martian side. We're going to beat him up after this episode. Okay, Mars. Resist the temptation to solve her problems. Empathize instead. What you think about that?
That goes all the way back to, even though I got thrown off, resist the temptation to solve her problems. This goes all the way back, and we talked about this a couple of seasons ago. I keep bringing it up, but a lot of things, they keep bringing me back to that same episode of Everybody Hates Chris. Whereas when she was talking about her problems, and I showed you the video clip, when she was talking about her problems and all that kind of stuff, and where the difference is, he didn't.
It was the second husband that empathized.
Yeah, but when he said to her, there was it was a scene that I didn't show you. I forgot all about when they talked about it. And she went to her. He said, "How am I supposed to know? I don't know what to do. When you have your situation like that, I don't know what to say to solve your problem." She said, "I don't want you to solve my problems. I just want you to listen to me and be on my side." You see what I'm saying? And dang, I gotta show you that episode.
No, I saw it.
Oh, that part when she finally when he said, "Oh," so he was like, "So you didn't care, whatever." Yeah, I don't care about this and that. I just want you to listen to me because you my husband, and just be on my side and not their side.
Right.
Ain't nothing you can do to solve it. So that's kind of the whole same way I believe in this. Resist the temptation of solving her problems unless she asks you to solve it.
But you know what? I hear this and this, both sides of the card.
Right.
But in the process of getting to this place, because it says resist the temptation, so that means it's natural for you to try to solve my problem. And it's natural for me to give you my opinion and give you some advice unsolicited. Right. So in the meantime, we just have to understand that these are natural parts of men and women. These are natural things that we would do. So while we're trying to work on this, we need to understand that when the person says, hey, you going kind of fast, Dad. Yeah, babe, I understand. I know, I got this. And just understand it's natural for the female to give her opinion. And then women, when your man is trying to solve your problem, even though he may know this card now, but he still it might be natural for him to solve the problem, to at least try to, you know. And you'll appreciate a man that's going to try to solve the problem, especially when you have one that don't try to do nothing. You know, I prefer a man that's going to try to solve the problem. Yeah. I'm just saying, because that shows he's a thinker to me.
Right.
That's just me. Right. But, you know, but we have to understand and not get mad at the person for being who we naturally are. You know what I mean? Right. We're a nurturer. So a nurturer is going to give you advice. We're going to try to help you. You guys are the strength. You all solve our problems. We trust you to have our back. You know what I mean? That's why you're doing what you're doing in the car. So, you know, I can't get mad at you for being who you are innately. Right. I appreciate you for that. You know what I mean? Right. We may need to work on it. Like if I don't, or if I don't really want you to solve my problem, but you're trying to solve it anyway, I'ma just listen to you. And you might actually give me something that I didn't already know. Or that I didn't come up with myself. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, I'll try that. And that's another way of allowing or making sure that your man feels appreciated, which was another episode that we did, by listening to them when they are giving you advice about your problem or a solution to your problem, and appreciating them for giving it to you. Right. Not saying, I already got this, I don't need you to solve my problems, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to go there. You know, just listen to them. Or I'm telling you this because I just want you to listen. You don't have to go there. Because you already know that let him do what he do. Right. And you listen and you take what you want from it and leave what you don't. Okay? But anyway, that's my
Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Make sure if you're not already subscribed to subscribe, share with your friends all on your social media platforms, because someone may need to hear this. Or even share in any other places. Don't forget to also, if you want to click that bell so you can get notifications when we put up new episodes and stuff like that. And
comment, give us your opinion. We want to know what you think. Okay?
Yeah. All right. Love you. Peace.
All right. Peace, everybody.